Most of us have heard this line. Our processes are fine. People don't follow them. But here is the truth. When a process truly works, people naturally follow it. The issue is not compliance. The issue is design. Processes that work are processes that get used. Welcome back to EPC Sadhana and welcome to episode 1, series 1. Today we are talking about what is process excellence and why it matters in EPC. In every project review, we speak about speed, control, and predictability. But the reality on the ground may not always reflect this ambition. There is a silent force that slows teams, frustrates engineers, and derails even the best plans. It is not lack of capability, it is not lack of effort, it is the absence of consistency, the presence of randomness. What I mean by randomness, everyone is chasing someone. No standard touch points, no defined rhythm, just follow ups consuming valuable time. That is, random follow ups. Approvals vary by person, not by the processes. The same issue gets different answers depending on who you ask and who asked that. Each site, each engineer, each function works on its own template, reinventing the wheel every time, random formats. Across location, the same activity is done in 10 different ways, creating 10 different outcomes. And when the work is random, results are random, and randomness is, yes, it is expensive. Randomness does not just slow you down, it costs money, time, credibility, and sometimes relationships. One way to break free from this cycle, randomness, is to standardize how work flows across head office to regional offices to sites. Yes, the proven antidote is process excellence. Think of your company as a chain, tendering to get your work. Once the work is awarded, you do the necessary designs. Then, based on the designs, you start procurement. Then, you do the construction, bill to the client, and then finally, you hand over the project. Imagine if one link is weak, the entire chain loses strength. Process excellence is about strengthening each link so your projects runs predictably, on time, on cost, on quality. So what is process excellence? As agreed, let us not get into the definitions and other jargons. Instead, we'll try to understand in simple terms. When people hear process, they imagine binders, checklists, and paperwork. That is the biggest misconception. Process excellence is not an audit requirement. It is not something you do once a year to pass certification. And it's definitely not just drafting hundreds of SOPs or processes that sit in a folder, untouched, unread, unused. What it really means, process excellence is how you connect people, data, and decisions together. Clarity in who does what, clarity in approvals, clarity in workflows, clarity in inputs and outputs, clarity in measures, clear and consistent implementation of processes with zero ambiguity. This is the ultimate test of process maturity. If results vary by person, you don't have a process, you have dependency. True excellence means consistency regardless of who executes. When even your best engineer leaves, the quality should not drop. As we agreed, defining process is not sufficient, but need to ensure consistent and uniform implementation, awareness about the processes to everyone. Not only that, but we also need to measure the processes to ascertain if the process is delivering the result the way it is designed, and finally improving the processes to make it current and relevant, because the industry itself is dynamic and we shall also be revisiting our processes. Let us take few examples. When the procurement process is mapped well and implemented consistently, you don't chase materials. They arrive when they should, and we know how important it is to get the material on time. If you are currently doing firefighting, that too in the last minute, that means you need to do something here. When your design review process is standardized and practiced as a daily routine, you cut down drawing revisions. Leads to right design in right time for the right job. What is average revision that you are currently doing? You may need to focus here. When you have approval tracking system in place, a system to track who raised, when it is raised, who approved, and how much time it took at each stage, and what is the total cycle time. When you start monitoring it, you can actually understand where the setbacks are. You need not to pinpoint a person or a department. No more blame games. But you can do the necessary course correction. Again, think if you need to do anything here. Process excellence is not just drafting world-class processes, either with your own expertise or through other means, but it is of more on implementation, that too everywhere, every time by everyone. Company as a whole can't reach position of excellence when only few projects or departments are excelling and others are not. It should be a collective effort. So, whose responsibility it is to ensure this and how to ensure it? All of that is the overall aim of this series. We will go bit by bit, and at the end of the series, we will be able to connect all the dots and see the big picture. EPC is not like IT, it's not like manufacturing or even not like retail. In EPC, margins are tight and risks are high, and one of the toughest industry to manage. Most of the times, sites are remote, scattered across the geographies or even across the globe. Risks are high. Every rework, every delay, every material mismatch eats into profitability. High dependency on sub-agency, and they are more unorganized. Labor intensive sector, dependency on heavy machinery, stringent statutory requirements, dependency on multiple stakeholders. In such an environment, depending solely on people is riskier, even dangerous. Depending on systems is powerful. Let us see 5 big reasons why EPC needs process excellence. Reason 1. Without process excellence, EPC becomes multi-location chaos. HO says one thing, RO follows another, and site does a third. And this kills speed. Reason 2. 80% of EPC problems happen because roles are unclear. That results in delays and issues like confusion of who has to do what next, whom to ask. Reason 3. One drawing mismatch can cost lakhs or even crores of rupees. One mistake in the bill of material can delay weeks. Reason 4. We have seen that approvals run the company, but approvals depend on people. But whereas process excellence creates standard rules, formats, workflows, and escalation logic. This alone can save weeks of time in every project. And reason 5. EPC margins are thin. Unpredictability kills profits. Process excellence improves predictability, and predictable projects always protect margins. Hope now you agree why EPC shall adopt process excellence. How process excellence looks in real life. Let me paint a picture, not theory, real everyday EPC life, but a transformed version. Like a branded pizza chain or coffee outlet, what if you can expect same outcome with same quality each time and every time across the projects and across the geographies within the organization? That's the vision I think we all shall envisage as part of attaining the epitome in our journey of EPC excellence. Nothing is impossible, but each journey needs a defined path with clearly defined roles and collectively owning what is being planned. What changes after the process excellence? Speed increases because every workflow becomes structured. People stop asking, whom should I send this to? Approvals follow a fixed route, timelines are visible, and work keeps moving without manual pushing. Firefighting reduces because you work on the root cause, randomness, the hidden enemy that we discussed. Accountability becomes natural when every role is defined through input output clarity and approval logic. Nobody waits for reminders. The system itself drives responsibility. Fast decisions come from structured data. When progress, cost, schedule, and risks are captured uniformly across all projects, leaders finally get data they can act on. Leadership gets one version of truth. Everyone is aligned, and clients start trusting you because consistent delivery builds credibility better than anything else. The journey to excellence begins with commitment, it continues with consistency, it succeeds with collective action across every level of the organization. Now that we understood what process excellence is and why it is important, in the next episode we'll get deeper into project versus process thinking, shifting the EPC mindset, an important subject, as mindset shift is the foundation for our excellence journey. If you believe EPC companies can work smarter, not just harder, and wants to continue your sadhana of excellence, join me. This is our journey from firefighting to excellence. Stay tuned to EPC Sadhana with GK. See you soon in episode 2, series 1.